How do you start a successful bookkeeping business in South Africa in 2024? Today, I'll be answering that question. My name is Olivia and I am an accountant and the owner of Profits and Books, Accounting and Bookkeeping Services. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have thought about starting a bookkeeping business in South Africa, then this is where you start. Obviously, the first thing you need is either experience or qualifications. If you have both, it's even better. So, if you have experience, it's still advisable that you study with an institution like the ICB. Actually, it's not an institution. It's the examination body for bookkeepers in South Africa. So the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers, also known as the ICB, they set the exams and they also provide the assignments when you study a bookkeeping course at an institution, or like a college that is accredited with them. But what happens if you have experience and you go and study with the ICB? They recognize you, they give you credits for prior learning, so you don't have to start from scratch. The second thing you need is, of course, accounting software. Today we live in an age where so many things have moved online, and the beauty of online accounting software is that you have access to the finances of your clients or the books of your clients. You have access anywhere, anytime. Like I always tell my clients, you can wake up in the middle of the night and you decide, I want to see how much profit did I make for the month. You don't have to wait till 9 o'clock the next morning to wait for the bookkeeper or to wait to be at the office. But online accounting software gives you the luxury to access it anytime, anywhere, and on the go. The online software accounting that is recommended and also known in South Africa, it's your Xero accounting, Sage accounting, QuickBooks Online, and then there's also Xero accounting, Wave accounting. So you have such a wide variety to choose from, and these are just 5 of the ones. There are still so many other accounting software. Then you must know a little bit about tech, because like I've said, we live in an online world. So obviously, a lot of your business will be taking place online. So at least you need to know how to navigate yourself in the online space. Like when it comes to video conferencing, how to use Zoom, how to use Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. So these are the tools that you would have to familiarize yourself with depending on what software you are using. Then let's look at what are the legal requirements. When you start a bookkeeping business, you can decide whether you want to operate as a sole proprietor or you want to operate already you have a registered business. With a sole proprietor, you operate as a person. You can choose any name you like as long as it's professional, it's catchy, it's easy to remember, and it reflects the type of business that you have. You do not have to register on the CIPC website or with the CIPC if you are a sole proprietor or a sole trader, which means you operate as yourself, but you are running a business. I hope that makes sense. Then you have to open a business bank account. Even as a sole proprietor, open a separate business account. Do not, under any circumstances, use your personal account for your business clients. Keep it separate. Many banks in South Africa have banking accounts that are tailor-made specifically for sole proprietors or sole traders. If you have a registered business, then you can open a business bank account in the name of your business. And of course, you would also have tax obligations. Just the difference, when it comes to taxes, if you have a registered business, then you and your company, it's two separate entities. But as in terms of a sole proprietor, you will be taxed as an individual, and you and the business will be seen as one. What that means is, if anything happens, if anything goes wrong and someone wants to sue you, then you will be held personally liable in your personal capacity. Whereas in terms of the business, there's a separation between personal and business. Of course, there are extreme circumstances where it's not the case, but that's a story for another day. So that's just in a nutshell the legal obligations, and it's also advisable if you can. It's not a must, but it will be to your advantage to join to join a controlling body, a RCB, which means it can be a body like SAICA, CIPA, also with cyber, there are so many different controlling bodies. So you need to do your research and see the one that fits your needs in terms of affordability, support, and also continuous learning. Then, if possible, which would make a big difference, make sure that you insure your business. The best one is, if anything happens to you, that you have like a fallback for you, where even though you're not working, maybe you are sick, you have to be hospitalized, or anything that might prevent you from working, then you know that you are covered for those times that you are not generating an income. So think about insurance, shop around, and see again the ones that fits you and will work for your business in terms of affordability and whether it will serve and suit your needs. Let's look at equipment and infrastructure. There are ways on how you can still rent office spaces, but, and this is for me, is something wonderful. You now have the option to go and rent a space where all you have to do is come with your bikie. For those who don't understand Afrikaans, is come with your jacket. That's all you need. Everything else is being provided for. So you pay a monthly fee, and you can choose whether you want to have a dedicated office, whether you want to work in an open office space, whether you want a custom package, both open space and a dedicated office, whether you want them to give you equipment or you want to come with your laptop. And so you then they work out a package for you on a month that you can pay month to month. Then there's also the traditional one, the one that we know, where you find maybe it's an office, it's a small space, it's completely empty. You have to come with your own equipment. You are responsible for rent, for the telephone line. You are responsible, you must get your own printer, your own computer, your own equipment. So these are the choices. Or you can also work from home, where you have a dedicated office space. So already you will save on rental. But what are the equipment that you need to kickstart your business? To kickstart your business. You will need a laptop or a desktop. You will need a stable internet connection. You don't have to go for the most expensive one, because when you're starting your business, the first thing is you want to keep your cost minimal. You will need to, so with your internet connection, you can look at a speed of 5 megabits per second and upwards. It doesn't have to be 100 megs, but you can make it from 5 megabits per second. That's fairly stable. You can also take the month-to-month contract, look for that option, so that you are not obligated to take out a 24-month or 12-month contract, but the one that's month-to-month, where at least you have that little bit of movement and maneuvering. And I also want to say, if you have a job and you are already you are an accountant or you are a bookkeeper and you are thinking of starting your own business, while you can buy these equipment, don't rely when you go home, don't rely on your work internet or your work laptop. Already start getting in the mindset of a business owner where you know that you are responsible for the resources, you are responsible for the equipment. Begin that mindset where you don't have to rely on the work, but to understand that now you are the provider for the things that you need. Then I've covered the internet connection, the laptop, a printer. You are going to need a printer. Do not buy inkjet. The reason why I say don't buy inkjet. Inkjet printers require cartridges. Cartridges cost money that will gobble up your profit like nothing else because you will do a lot of printing. The printer you should be going for, and do your research once again. It's called the EcoTank, Ink Master, or Tank Master, where you get, I think, up to 7,000 pages before you have to replace it's like little ink bottles before you replace them. So if you do your maths, you can see that that will be basically like buying ink only once a year instead of with cartridges where you have to buy, I think, every like 3 months, every 2 months, depending on how much printing you're doing. You can also go for the option of renting or leasing a printer. So all of this require that you must do your research and don't go into debt and go and buy expensive stuff when you don't have clients yet. Please don't do that. Let the money you get from clients, let that fund the business. Don't go into debt, because the best part of starting a bookkeeping business in South Africa or anywhere else in the world is that you can keep your overheads very, very low. If you want to hold on with buying a printer, the next best thing you can do is to get a screen, because then, oh my gosh, it will be like heaven on earth when you have a second screen as a bookkeeper, because then you have more than one place to compare transactions against with. When you have to record things, it will just make such a huge difference. And I just want to say, this is the one thing that doesn't get mentioned. But please, get yourself a comfortable office chair. Get the most expensive, the most comfortable one that you can afford, because that is where you will spend most of your time and you want to be comfortable. Hey, you don't want to know the pain of sitting in an uncomfortable office chair, where it feels when you have to stand up after hours of sitting, which is not advisable. Take your breaks in between. But when you sit in an uncomfortable chair and you get up after a long time, it will feel as if your knees are permanently bent and your backside, it will be dead. You don't want that. Get a comfortable chair, because you deserve it. You owe that to yourself. And then, of course, in terms of storage, get a filing cabinet. Filing cabinets ranges, a brand new one, it ranges from between 4,000 to 5,000 rand. But if you can also go secondhand, shop online, shop around, but just make sure that it's reputable places and people that you buy it from. So these are the options, because you are going to need proper storage for your documents, for your files, and invest if you can. Also invest in a nice bookshelf where you can store your books on. So that in a nutshell is what you need to start a business in South Africa. Obviously, I will be talking more in depth about marketing, pricing, and I have spoken about also then how to find clients. So this is just a kickstart and just a few things for you just to chew on what it takes to start a business. And I want to say I wish you all the success. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to get more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching.